Hey everybody, Coffee and Chaos here, and welcome to a brand new series for Captain of Industry. This is a game that I've been wanting to get into for a very long time. I played a little bit on my own, and I decided it was time to go ahead and jump into this for the channel. So we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to go ahead and breeze through a couple of things really quick to get things loaded. We're going to be playing just on regular captain difficulty because I am not professional enough to be playing on admiral difficulty yet. And let's go ahead and fire off. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to play on the same seed, I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but there you go. You can go ahead and pause if you need that. And getting into options, I will leave the tutorial goals enabled. It's going to give us some basic goals to hit as well as a few little bonus rewards as we go. And if we ever decide to revisit this in a future run, we could always do that later on without all of the tutorial goals. But for now, this gives us something to play with. There's also going to be some new patches coming out. They're working towards getting a 1.0 release. They're going to be adding like tree planting on your individual island. They're going to be adding like mixed cargoes on your trucks and all kinds of really cool things coming. But for now, the game's in a pretty good state, so it's definitely a good place to go ahead and start. Yeah, so definitely very cool. And if you've never seen Captain of Industry, this is sort of a factory building slash city building management type game. So if you're into any of the strategy genres, kind of like Anno, kind of like some of the other games that I played in the past, this is definitely going to be one that could potentially appeal to you, especially if you like games like Satisfactory or Factorio, all of those. So starting off here, you start off with a couple of settlements set down here. Just basically a bunch of shipping containers that have been dropped down. There's been some kind of calamity, and I don't know if there is more background lore that has been explained, but something's happened, and you have a damaged ship, a damaged shipyard, a few pickup trucks, a tree harvester, and have just kind of landed on an island to try and start fresh. Everything is lost. You don't know what's out there, and you're basically just trying to survive with nothing but your technical know-how. So that's kind of how the game starts. So yeah, very, very basic, and it will expand as we go. So first things first, I don't know if you saw that earlier, but you have an abandoned communication station. This gives you iron, scrap, and bricks, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that on to begin recycling. That's going to tell my trucks that they can come in here, pick up iron, scrap, pick up bricks, and we can go ahead and utilize those for our needs. So that's step one. Let's see. Next thing, they want us to start working on iron production and a research lab, so we could definitely go ahead and get our research lab started. Where do I want to put this temporarily? You know what? This can go here temporarily. This will be moved eventually because there's going to be some things that will change later on with how research labs work once we start getting into tier 2 research. But that's a good place to start. We can go ahead and get our coal maker now. One thing we do want to figure out is where we would like to go ahead and place our iron and copper long term. I have messed in the past with having like separate locations because we've got copper here and iron here. I have tried diverting those in the past. I'm thinking now I might move more towards having a little bit more centralized production. Let's go ahead and bring up the layers just to get a visual. So here you can see where we have all of our iron. We could go ahead and figure that we'll have our mining over here. What if I were to bring... Let's see if I can figure this out. I do want to leave enough space that I can get in there. Let's go ahead and have you... Oops. Hitting F here in order to reverse these. And I'm not going to build all of these right now. I'm just kind of laying out blueprints for the future. Also, make sure, if you ever lay out blueprints like this, and you're paused, and you want to pause the production, don't click this button. This pauses production. It does not pause construction. So definitely make sure you do that. Once they're gray, they are fully paused, and then you don't have to worry about them. I will go ahead and get this here. Could I build this immediately next to? No, not quite. I can get it close. So we'll do that. Actually, what I might do, hit X to go ahead and copy that. No, I'm just going to place it like right next to it. Because this will be deleted later on. We won't need that forever. And so, this coal maker is going to take wood, it's going to create coal, but it's also going to create exhaust. So, we need to go ahead and manage that exhaust, which we do with a smokestack. Same thing goes over here for the blast furnace, iron, scrap, and coal. So we get the coal from here, and iron scrap from our recycled building over here. That's going to create molten iron and exhaust. So we need to go ahead and deal with the exhaust again, which I think I will go ahead and set this up for the future. Do this. We can connect these pipes so that way we have a single smokestack that can burn off the exhaust from 2 different buildings. That will make it a little bit more efficient. I will go ahead and pause that one for now. Let's see. Then we're going to need a metal caster. So you have molten iron. So we're getting rid of the exhaust, but now we have to do something with the molten iron. And the way to handle that is we're going to get this metal caster. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 tiles. I think that's pretty good. And we're going to need 2 of those because you are generating... Oh, by the way, if you don't have this box selected, there's all kinds of different ratios where you'll see things take 20 seconds, 40 seconds, 60 seconds. If you hit this, it will tell you what your input and output is over 1 minute. So 1 minute is the standard ratio for everything. It makes doing the math so much easier if you just select this box. It will save you so much time and effort trying to figure it out. So we know we're making 24 molten iron. We're going to be using 12 for each of these. So 24 to 12 means that we need 2 of those. And that's going to give us 24 iron. And I will go ahead and add our molten channels here. And we'll just do that. And I'll keep that going by adding this channel here. And we'll keep these going over as we add more furnaces. We'll add more and more of the metal casters off to the right. So, perfect. And I will go ahead and pause this one. We don't need this one yet. This is going to be perfect. And I think that gets us everything we need. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause. Oh, actually pausing again really quick. I do want to go ahead and start harvesting trees. So we want to designate this whole area. We want to designate this stuff. This can go. I think that's enough from that side. And then I want to come over here because we have limestone over here. It's going to be useful later on. We're going to go ahead and get rid of some of those trees. And then over here we have oil, which is going to be another thing that we're going to be requiring. So we'll go ahead and try and clear this area out. Let's go get rid of that whole copse of trees. And same thing with that. That should be good for now. We can micromanage that later. And the tree harvester itself will need trucks assigned to it. Otherwise, it will chop down a tree and it will just get stuck. So now we're ready to go ahead and unpause. And I'm going to go ahead and hit 3 to go on fast forward. We had a little error there saying that it had no trees to harvest, but now the AI is kicked in and it knows where to go. It's doing its thing. So first things first, our trucks have grabbed a whole bunch of construction material. They are building up our buildings, getting our smelter started. Looks like they need a little bit more construction parts to get this knocked out. The first trees are coming to the coal maker and creating coal. Looks like we're slowly getting this going. Perfect. And now they should start running back and forth to the communication station. Yeah, looks like we've got our first load of iron scrap in here. There we go. Oh, and the research station is already built, so let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the research tree. So first thing they want us to do is to research farming. We're going to go ahead and get that done. I'm also going to go ahead and queue up construction. I know that's going to be coming up next, so let's knock that out. And one of the first goals is to produce iron. Looks like that's happening now. And hey, we finished that, so it's going to go ahead and give us some fuel as a reward. Great. Oh, the shipyard is currently storing a whole bunch of extra stuff. I am going to go ahead and click this keep empty button. What that means is they will try and favor pulling stuff out of the shipyard to start and getting that into any kind of storages as we unlock storage or as we have buildings that require those goods. So something that we will work towards. So yeah, we're just going to keep things going for a little bit. We're going to start working on getting our farming. Our people have a food market. So, oh, that's actually another thing. So one of the things that they popped up with, they want us to build a waste collection and designate a dumping zone for the waste. Let's go ahead and do that now. Waste collection. I don't know, on that side. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we need to designate a dumping zone for the waste. So actually, let me do this really quick. Right now, what can be dumped by trucks? So as a general rule, unless you have a mining zone set up that will designate very specific things in very specific locations, you can designate what can be dumped by your trucks in a dumping zone. So just as a generic zone in the island area. I do want to take a peek over here because we know that we have water here. I played this map a time or two. We know that we have coal running in here. I'd like to have a ramp to get up to this next tier of island, and eventually we're going to want a ramp to get over here as well. I guess I never really showed what this island looked like. I could show you guys a little idea here. So Curland, if you saw in that overview, big C-shaped island. There's also some oil, a massive reserve of oil here in the middle. If you were to build out to this location, you have a whole lot of oil reserves. We've got more coal and gold. We've got some copper over here, lots of sand, lots more iron, more groundwater, which we'll show that later, how that works. More groundwater, more coal, more sand, and our starting iron, starting coal, starting limestone, and some sand over here as well. So this nice big region here, kind of cutting off right here by where our coal is going to be our basic starting area until we can get a ramp built up, which is what I want to kind of work on now. Where do I want to build this? I'm kind of thinking, you know, maybe we do just go ahead and build ramp right here. I'm going to hit F to create our area. Let's see. Oh, that actually... Hang on, let's see if this works. Can you show me just the... Ah, there we go. I might need to mine a little bit of the rock away there at some point. Yeah, it looks like it protrudes a little bit, but for the most part, that ramp should work, unless I just come right next to it. What if... Oh, actually, I think that's low. Hang on a minute. Oh, that is low. Okay, let's try this now. Hit F. Yeah, we actually weren't on the correct level. Okay, so yeah, that was level 10. It might still be protruding a little bit, but that's not going to be bad. We're still going to be able to get up and down this wall as stuff gets dumped. So, let's go ahead and unpause. There we go. So, we're going to go ahead and get the waste collection built. Running over here, they're picking up construction parts. Getting that built. So now our town is going to produce a little bit of waste. And at some point, we should see someone pick up. Maybe? There we go. He's got a whole bunch of waste. We're going to go ahead and follow him. He's going to go all the way across the island. Weave around all the trees. And once he gets there, he's going to start dumping some trash. So over time, they'll dump trash, dirt, all kinds of stuff in here and start building us a ramp. So trash ramp doesn't sound very, very nice, but later on we will get some more things that will allow us to take our waste and then recycle it and turn it into useful things. So we've finished our basic farming. We are working on construction now. So one of the things they want us to do is build a farm on fertile ground. So anywhere that's grass is going to be fertile ground. Go ahead and get our farm here. Now, another thing I want to look for is I want to see where this groundwater is. Groundwater later on is something that we can pump out of the ground. So there's actually a pretty dynamic system in the game where groundwater, it's not a single-use resource, but it is replenished as rain comes down. So you don't want to use all of your groundwater before it's replenished by rains. However, it does create a nice source of water for your farms once they are irrigated, which is a fairly early tech. Now, this early farm, it's just going to utilize water that is in the local soil, not necessarily the groundwater, but just water that is replenished as it rains, which we'll see pretty soon once that is done. Another thing they want us to do is they want us to research the trading dock, so we'll go ahead and queue that up. Research is working on construction and we're building the farm. So we're doing all of our goals that we need to. Iron is still being produced, which right now it's building up. We can't really do anything with it, but shortly we will have all kinds of use for that. And it is worth noting that we have a bunch of bricks already ready to go in the communication station here. So we'll make use of that shortly. I'll show you what that's going to do. And I've only ever played this game up to like the second or third tier. I've not gotten super far. It is very possible to soft lock yourself in this game. You can run out of resources if you're not careful. Things like fuel, things like wood. If you're not careful with how you balance your resources, you can end up hurting your progression. Okay, so here we see, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the layer view. Here you can see that it's going to start producing, but there's no groundwater, and it needs water and fertility to go ahead and make potatoes. And you can see the fertility equilibrium is now 47%. That means that with all things being equal, we're producing about 47% of the food that we could produce on this plot because we don't have any fertilizers, we don't have anything to replenish that fertility. So that's just how this is going to work for now. Later on, there will be more mechanics that we can utilize to grow even more potatoes in that plot. So really just kind of waiting right now. Things are going swimmingly. We are slowly dumping waste over there and dirt and other things. Well, not dirt. We'll have dirt and other things to dump over there shortly as we start mining. So we finished researching construction. Time to go ahead and build an assembly. I will go ahead and slow things down. Where do I want to start making my assemblies? I think I would like to start over here. I'm going to just drop one here. Because I think we're going to start getting, if we end up putting other blast furnaces over here for copper, once we start doing that, and we could start running a main bus over here, that we could utilize for our assemblies, that would actually be pretty good. Okay, so first things first, we need to go ahead and make construction parts. Oh, we got our first potatoes. They have been harvested, great, and that gave us extra potatoes. So, going fast forward again, we have requested that this be constructed. They are working on it. We're at 5 out of 25. We need one more truck to come. Oh, we're hauling potatoes to the food market. Good, we're building up on potatoes. That's going to keep our population happy and fed. You can see we have 45 months worth of food now. Our people are very Irish. They like their potatoes. All right, so we now see iron, wood, and bricks are being hauled over here. Iron from our production over here. Wood from our people that are cutting down trees. and bricks from our abandoned communication station. And we are working on producing our first construction parts. And ta-da! There we go. We get some bonus wood. Huzzah. Working on getting the trading dock. Trading dock's going to be very important for a couple of other things that we're going to be doing shortly. It also wants us to research power and maintenance. Let's go ahead and get that done. Show off those shortly. So early game is definitely it's more peaceful. You definitely have some goals that you have to hit very early on. You have a certain progression that you really have to hit. Otherwise, you can run out of resources. But you see, we have plenty of diesel, lots and lots of diesel. That's going to be the main driver, I believe. Okay, we've researched the trading dock. So over here under docks, we're going to go ahead and pull out our trading dock. I don't know if we have an ideal spot. Will this work? Nah, it's kind of... Well, is it blocked? Yeah, it's just not going to work because it's too close to our main dock. What if I go over here? Oh, that seems to work. Perfect. So this is only going to utilize wood. We've got nothing there, but we do have some wood coming from our tree harvesters. Speaking of, where are they? Ah, there they are. Some of the... I'm hoping that another truck will come back really soon so you can actually see the tree harvester animation. There we go, dropping off. It's nice when a tree becomes a shipping container. That's pretty cool. Cuts it down. You see it trimming all the branches off. And then you have a log that's ready to go. We could probably go ahead and assign him a third truck to keep him running a little bit more efficiently. In the short term, it's just going to our trading dock. So another 60 and that'll be done. Oh, we can actually build storages. I missed that. I always forget that we get to do the storages with that. So let's go ahead and drop one here. Since it's being utilized for the coal maker, we can go ahead and use this as a drop-off point for all of our wood, and it'll also be used for the trading docks. So that works out perfectly. There go our trucks with construction parts. What do they want us to research now? You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and start researching. Let's get our beacon and the ship dock repair. Beacon is going to give us more people. Ship dock repair is going to let us repair our shipyard so that we can utilize it for more in the future, and it'll also allow us to repair our ship. Vehicles and mining, this is going to give us excavators. It's going to let us make our own vehicles in the depot. We can make, excavators, pickups, and tree harvesters. It'll allow us to mine, and it'll let us mine rock and ore and other things. So, super, super useful. Brick production, I think we could save that. Let's get our diesel started after that, followed by brick production, and we want to get storage as well. So we're just lining up a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to pop up for some of these objectives. It's fine. Now they want us to purchase bricks for wood. So let's go ahead and slow things down for a second. Show how you can trade with villages. So this is the world map. We are going to be exploring a whole lot more of this as we go. But starting off right now, we just have the settlement that's nearby. So this is just a nearby friendly settlement. They like to trade with us, do other things. We can adopt populations from them using Unity, which is a resource that we have. You can also donate goods, like these are construction goods too, construction parts too, I should say, which is a little bit higher tech, but do things like that to increase your reputation, and it will give you better trade contracts, better deals, other things that you can do. But for right now, they just want us to go ahead and trade 20 wood for 20 bricks. And we could do that because we've got plenty of wood, but we don't have a way of generating bricks for ourselves. That gave us construction parts and bricks. Awesome. Love to see it. Now we have research, power, and maintenance. We should jump into that as well. We're going rapid fire. I'm telling you, we're going to make great progress today. So, something that you need also, you can see right now, we're producing absolutely nothing for maintenance. Maintenance is another thing that you can get bottlenecked on. Very, very important to not be bottlenecked on. let me tell you, I've had it happen before. It's not fun. I am going to go ahead and just drop it right here to start, I think. Well, do I want to put it there or somewhere else? Think about this for a second. What if I just had... I think I could just haul the parts to these and be pretty safe. Let's put these here. And you know what? If I make a mistake, if I'm wrong, we can always rebuild things. You can alter what you have where. You can, delete buildings and rebuild them elsewhere fairly efficiently. So with that, we also need power. So we're going to need a diesel generator. I will go ahead and set a diesel generator right here. Reason being, we can go ahead and set a storage here later on for fuel and have that going both to the diesel generator and to our shipyard, which it needs fuel in order to provide it to your ship. We'll get there. We can go ahead and close these out. Let's see. So we're getting our diesel generator. We're getting our maintenance depot. They want us to build another assembly to produce mechanical parts. I think that's fair. Temporarily, let's go here. Go ahead and put that there, and we're going to tell it that we want mechanical parts. Cool. And we're going back to speed 3, let everything build up. Things are going, things are moving. You see him picking up some fuel from here, dropping it off in the generator. So we are now generating electricity. Where is electricity shown? Isn't it shown somewhere? I thought I had a little bubble up here. I must be wrong. Oh, yep, there it is. It probably kicks itself off when there's no demand and there's no generation. But you can see we are generating 25 out of 25, and we have a max production, or a total production capacity of 180 kilowatts. And this utilizes that power. We're taking mechanical parts, electronics, and electricity, and generating maintenance. Maintenance is used. You can see right now we have a global need of 18 at the most. If everything demanded it, we would need 26 maintenance to keep everything up and running. Now that could be not all of your buildings, but there are some buildings that require it. Your vehicles require maintenance. There's lots and lots of things that require maintenance. And as you expand, as you have more vehicles, as you have more buildings, you need that maintenance. Otherwise, things break down. And once things start breaking down across your entire island because you're not making enough maintenance, it can lead to a cascade of failures. Never good. So we've got some electronics. We got some more construction parts. That's going to speed us along. Great. Love it. We're currently researching that beacon that I showed earlier. We'll go ahead and get that built and build housing attached to the existing settlement. Oh, they want us to add some more housing. Great. Tell you what, do we have... We have the construction parts for it. This is expensive, but it's worthwhile. And I'm just now realizing putting this here was really dumb, because we're going to want to expand our settlement in this area. Oops. We'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and copy that. Yeah, I'm going to copy that and put it over here-ish. Oh, whoa. I didn't realize there was a console. Trying to hit 1 instead of the tilde key. Is there a downside to putting it over here? We know that we're going to have some mining and stuff over here. What I want is I want to have storages leading to our array of maintenance depots. I know for sure I'd like to have our vehicle building over here. Storage for fuel. Let's do this. I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Sadly, I'm going to lose probably, like, what, 10? Yeah, I'm going to lose 10 construction parts. Oops. But, oh well. We've researched the beacon. We're going to go ahead and get that built as well. I'm just going to drop that right about here. So, get all of that built. We have more housing, so we have the ability to expand. You can see we can get all the way up to 210 people now. That's great. Work on getting the beacon done and moving our maintenance depot over. Yep, there they go. They went ahead and took those parts. Ooh, the beacon actually used a little bit of copper. We only have so much of that. We got 340 to start. Okay, rebuilt. No harm, no foul. I'm sure we'll probably move it again as we start to figure things out, but stay lovey. I'm going to go ahead and put a storage here. Yeah, we'll move it to the corner. And we'll assign that to iron. Go ahead and satisfy that. They want us to build another one. And set that for construction parts. Temporarily, I'll put one here for construction parts. It's nice and close. Just let it gather. But it's going to take a little bit of time for that to go ahead and build up. They want us to research vehicles and mining. Do I have that in the list? Yes, I do. Doing fine there. We'll go ahead and add synthetic rubber in here. Let's go ahead and add copper refinement and go ahead and work towards construction 2. It's all stuff that we're going to need. Getting all of the basics. Wait for the first refugees. The beacon is built. So you can see we have 14 refugees that should be here in less than 2 months. So just a little bit of time and they will be here. It'll give us a little bit more population. You can see you need workers to actually accomplish things. You need a single worker for each truck. You need multiple workers for all of your different buildings. So lots and lots of things that you need to keep a workforce for. It doesn't seem like much at the start, but it really expands quickly as you go. Yeah, like farms, they need 10 people. So, waiting on first refugees. They want us to build another... Oh! They want another assembly for construction parts. So let's go ahead and do that. It's already got the recipe set because I copied it off of the original. And we have all of our research set up. There we go. First refugees came in. They brought with them some copper, some rubber, some iron scrap, and some diesel. Awesome. Love when they bring some goods to the party. The abandoned communication station, you can see we're slowly starting to work through some of our stuff there. That's why it's very important to go ahead and get this knocked out. Yeah, that'll be done shortly. And then we can start working on the vehicles and mining. And if I don't have that right... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, vehicles and mining is going to be really important because we need to have a constant source of iron. Right now, we're just turning iron scrap and coal into molten iron, but at some point, we're going to need to find a more permanent source of iron. There's no such thing as a more permanent source, as everything here is expendable, but it will keep us going for longer than just this single building that we are slowly scrapping a tower away to turn into iron. Getting more refugees, great. More copper, rubber, iron scrap, and diesel, fantastic. You know, I think I could. Do you want to trade this wood away for something? I could get more iron scrap. You can see that the price goes up as you trade, so I'm just trading enough to keep it at the best rate, but getting some more bricks and some more iron scrap just means that we are going to be able to make more construction parts without running into a shortage. It'll make this little building last a little bit longer. And you can see all of that is here in the trading dock. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on to keep empty, telling my trucks to go ahead and prioritize getting it out of here and moving it over to our production buildings. And you can see that our trucks are starting to run again, but we're already backed up on wood, I think. Yeah, we're completely full. Excuse me. Obviously, we need that wood to go ahead and make our construction parts as well. Starting to get this finished up. We already have a place to go ahead and store our construction parts once that's built. And this is definitely a game that it pays to go slowly and methodically with it. You don't want to go crazy right off the bat. Getting too many of your pickups, you know, you can utilize way too much maintenance, way too much fuel, way too fast. Ah, there we go. So now they just want to store iron. We already did that. They want to store construction parts. So we should see construction parts start to build up. Construction parts is something that can really vary a lot. Like, it's really easy to go ahead and stockpile lots of coal, lots of wood, lots of iron, your basics. But construction parts, since you're using that to build everything, you can blow through all of your construction parts in seconds if you decide to do a big building project. It really takes no time at all, but it takes a long time to build up that that storage. But we're slowly working there. And I'm going to be more careful this playthrough. Now that I'm actually doing this for YouTube, it's going to force me to be a little bit more methodical with how I expand. I hope. We'll find out. If we get into a failure state, well, I'll leave it to you guys if we ever reach a failure state, if we want to do another run through of this or not. Hopefully not. Hopefully we just have a long, successful playthrough of this game. That's the goal, isn't it? Alright, vehicles and mining is done. I'm going to go ahead and slow the game down. So, what does that mean? Well, first things first means, we stockpiled our products, so they gave us some wood and electronics. Great. So they want us to go ahead and build a vehicle depot. Been planning to go ahead and put that over here. Let's see, can I put it like right next to it? Train too low, that's fine. How about like that? So, we're going to go ahead and get the vehicle depot. It's going to be 40 construction parts. Hey, look, all of those construction parts that we just stockpiled, already gone. And we're going to create, they want an excavator and 2 pickups. Great. Another thing I'm going to work on is, they're telling us to reduce our refugees inbound. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Pause that. We got more refugees, got more stuff. That's just saying that we got that researched. I'm going to go ahead and start working on getting our mine control tower set up here. So, you don't want to be too close. As you can see, let me kind of go over here. You have all of these little bubbles, right? Each one of these lines designates a level of terrain that is on top of your resource. So it could be dirt, it could be rock. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a half. This is like this and this combined is a level. So we have 8.5 levels of stuff on top of 2.5 levels of iron over here. So if you wanted to utilize all of the resources here, you would have to go, had to start down here and build a ramp down to get to all of those resources. So, let's say I had a mine tower here. I'm going to be a little strategic with how I do this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that there. And I will reveal the reason for how I place that later on. We're going to go ahead and edit the area that this place can control. I'm just going to start like right about here. And I'm going to run that as far as I can. And there. This whole area is going to be the area that it can handle. And then we're going to start working on getting mining designation here. I'm not, for right now, going to worry about digging into the earth. We've got all this surface stuff that we can work on. I'm just going to go ahead... Oh, actually, I did that wrong. There we go. See it? 3 is the ground level here. I accidentally started on a tile like this. It actually raised it up to level 4. We're going to start at level 3 and try and surface mine as much as we can. And I'm just going to expand this out to here. This is going to take a long time to get all of this done. And I'm sure at some point we'll be working more towards actually digging into the earth. So, Mine Control Tower is actually one of the things that they want us to work on. And they'll want us to go ahead and assign the small excavator and at least a pickup to it. I'll probably assign 2 pickups to it, to be honest. How are we doing on workers in settlement? You know what? They told us to pause that. I want to go ahead and expand it. I don't mind adding an extra farm if I need to. We're just going to let things run for a minute. Keep it going. Slowly working our way through our trees. Apologize for the sniffles. I'm still a little under the weather from this week. Allergies have been awful this year. If you have ever suffered with allergies, you know what I'm talking about. It's the gift that keeps on giving and never goes away. Alright, so we have our first excavator. We have our mine control tower built. We're going to go ahead and assign the excavator over there. He's on his way. Says he has no compatible truck. Well, that's because we need to go ahead and add a truck. Which, right now, they're working on building another truck right now. I'm going to say right now multiple times in a row. Ta-da! A little truck. We're going to go ahead and go over here to the mine control tower. Add a pair of vehicles. And over here you can see he's trying to excavate some stuff. He's excavated some... What was that, just dirt? Yeah, he's excavating dirt and throwing that into the truck. Pretty soon here he should start working on getting some iron. He's just kind of getting all the rough that's around all of the ore. Now he's got ore. He's dumping that in here. Now, just having the iron ore is not enough. Now we need to go ahead and enable this next recipe. So it will use iron ore and coal to create molten iron. But now, when you use iron ore, it creates slag. It's creating a new product that we have to handle. So I do want to prioritize using the scrap and coal because it's cleaner and it is more economical, more efficient, and we still have to get rid of this communication station. So we'll run through that, but you'll see they're already hauling the iron ore here. If there's ever not enough scrap, it will fall down to the second priority that they have down here. You can increase the priority. Whatever's on the top of the list is the first thing that they will do. Then they'll move to the second thing in the list. So you can have multiple recipes on any one assembly, on any blast furnace, whatever you want to do. All of your buildings have that ability. Now, having multiple recipes on some buildings can make things more complicated, can make things difficult to actually handle, depending on logistics and how that works, but it's a thing that you can do. Now we're moving on to diesel production. We have finished our diesel research. So, this is where it starts to get even more entertaining. We have some oil here. We're going to go ahead and set up a pair of oil wells, oil pumps. And then we're going to set up a basic distiller. This is a very inefficient process, but it will serve our purpose for right now. I will give myself some space. And I will also give myself a little bit of room for storage. Let's hook up some pipes. Gonna need some waste management, and we're going to need more fluid storage. And we're going to have wastewater, which we'll go ahead and dump down there, and we'll hook that up with you. There we go, easy peasy. And I think I will go ahead and utilize some of our extra Unity that we have. You can do a quick build. It will automatically deliver construction parts over there. Unity is basically just a way of saying how together everybody on your island is. It's basically everybody pitching in to quickly finish up a project. Maybe doing things by hand, maybe working extra shifts. There's all kinds of ways that you could. It's basically just an abstracted way of saying, hey, we're doing something that is going to utilize the goodwill of our people in our settlement to accomplish a goal that we all have in common. So kind of a cool concept. All right, went ahead and clicked through all of that stuff. To finish this, they want us to go ahead and process some iron and increase that priority just to go ahead and process a little bit of it. Slag will have further uses in the future. For right now, it's going to end up just being something that we can dump off to go ahead and create our ramps, or to go ahead and start working on. You could actually do all kinds of things, like you can expand land out into the ocean to give yourself area for trading docks and for ships. All kinds of awesome things like that in the future. So how are we doing over here? We are pumping oil. Great. And this is starting to run. We're having to haul coal all the way over here. That's a lot of work. Oh, we need to turn this on to actually dump wastewater. There it goes. Ah, yes. Lovely pollution. And this is creating pollution. That is something to note. It can have a negative effect on your people. Construction parts and bricks. Great. Ah, we have unlocked brick production. Fantastic. What do they want us to do? Disable truck import for the new diesel storage. Oh, okay. I guess that was importing it from our dock to there. So yeah, that's actually, yeah, pro tip. Not bad. We don't want to be importing it there. We want to be exporting it. So I guess that does make sense. So what else do we have going on? Ah, we have unlocked the shipyard repair earlier. That was one of the things that I queued up. So we can go ahead and repair that. It's going to cost us 100 construction parts. Ouch, but we got to get it done. And it is the next thing in line. So let's just go ahead and tackle it. Why hesitate? We are getting close to hitting our max population. So I will go ahead and pause the beacon for now. You will have some generic population growth that will occur. Your population will grow on its own, the old-fashioned way, through making babies. But it is slow. Go ahead and speed things up again. And take a lovely sip of coffee. We're actually making great progress for our first episode. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Ever so slowly. We've got 40 more to go. Are we running into any shortages here? Actually, no. You know, one thing I should go ahead and build. I don't know if it has a objective for it, but we should get a brickwork started pretty soon. That'll utilize dirt from our mining over here, as well as coal and some water to make bricks and a little bit of pollution. And those bricks will then replace the need for bricks from the communication station. Yeah, we've got 11 more to go. So we really only have 1 or 2 more runs, another minute or two, and we should have the dock up and running. And then it's just going to be about repairing the ship. And that's when the game really starts to expand. You get to do some exploration. Hey, there we go. So cool. Everything's repaired. All of the buildings are back up and running. These poor scissor lifts that were knocked over are now upright again and repaired and operational. The cranes are working. Everything is hunky-dory. We got some free fuel. And now the next thing is repair the ship. Let's go ahead and get that done. And I will go ahead and turn on auto repair. Whenever our ship comes back, we don't want to have to tell it to repair each and every time. We will go ahead and set it to automatically happen. It's going to use 124 iron, which thankfully we had 180 ready to go. Let's see. They want us to go ahead and get some vehicle parts stuff going. So they want us to add a couple of assemblies. They want one for vehicle parts and one for electronics. So the electronics will be used for the vehicle parts, but it will also be used for our maintenance depot. We need electronics there. We've been running off of electronics that we've just had in our storage, but now making our own would be a good thing. It's going to utilize, where is it? It's going to utilize rubber and copper, which are resources we are not making yet, but we do have a decent chunk of rubber and copper, especially thanks to all the people that we've been bringing in. The ship has been repaired. So now we need to go ahead and load crew on there and fill the ship with diesel. Why can I? Oh, here we go. Keep the ship full. We already had a bunch of diesel there. Now the ship is full. And we are ready to go ahead and explore. So I'm going to hit tab. So all these locations that have a question mark can be explored. We're just going to pick one at random. We're going to go ahead and set sail. Speed up and watch the ship sail away. Come sail away with me. There it goes. It's off the map. And if we look at the exploration map, you'll see that it is on the move. It's going to head up there. You get a little summation of what's happening. So it's 40 kilometers away from its target. It gives you an ETA in days. And you can see the fuel reserves going down. So they're there, but they are actively exploring the area. They are looking to see what they can find. And there's no telling. There's all kinds of things that you could run into. Give it a minute here. And we found some loot, rubber, copper, and vehicle parts. Now, we've got enough fuel, we can go ahead and queue up another one. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll keep running. And we got some bricks for free. Great. We've gotten all of these built over here. Just waiting on vehicle parts to be built. And hey, we did that, and we got some free copper. We're just breezing through the tutorial. Hey, now they want us to build a brickworks. I knew it was coming up soon. So let's get that started. We're going to go ahead and build that over here for now. Eventually, it's probably going to get moved or, well, in the long run, probably deleted. But for now, that will work. And we're going to have this rainwater harvester. This thing is massive, but it is taking a large surface area and collecting water naturally into a little reservoir. And that can be utilized with our production. Get a smokestack there. Bum, 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 bum. Go ahead and speed up to get the production done. I'll go ahead and save on my Unity for now. No need to be spending it. We're expanding just fine. We checked out another location. We got some loot, rubber, copper, vehicle parts. So those two are pretty boring. We'll go ahead and let our ship come back, refuel, drop off all of its loot, and then we'll check out what else we can find. We unlocked storage. That's great. We'll need that for all kinds of things. Loose storage holds all of your rocks, slag, copper, and coal, and iron, all that kind of stuff. It can also hold potatoes and waste and dirt. So you can utilize loose storage for a lot of products. It helps to give a lot of your vehicles areas to drop off a lot of stuff. I don't know if I said that in a way that made any sense whatsoever, but I'm trying. So we're back, and we can't unload all of our stuff because everything's full. Let's go ahead and head this way. We'll just see how far we can go on this route. Take it to the ends of the earth. Or until we run into a problem. Oh, I never realized that some of these buildings actually have alternate placement for barrels and whatnot. Huh, that's kind of cool. So, building up on tons of iron ore. Hey, ever so slowly, our little ramp is starting to be built over here. Our garbage ramp. Later on, maybe we'll take this down and utilize that garbage for something. We can always recycle a lot of that garbage. We'll see. No promises. Oh, we've made it to the site we are currently exploring. We have our brick works on the way here. It's just waiting for some dirt, so hopefully... So, awooga! We have run into pirates. I hate those filthy bandits. So, that means that we cannot go this way until we have what we need to fight the pirates. What do we need to fight the pirates? Well, we need to upgrade our ship with guns and armor. But that's a lot further down the tech tree. So for now, anytime we run into pirates, we run away. Brave Sir Robin bravely ran away. We have the rubber maker. I'm going to go ahead and slow things down so we can get that built. So we're going to build you right about... Let's see, do I want to pull from here or from here? I think I'll pull from this side. Because I'd rather have at least half the fuel go over here to be utilized by my vehicles, first and foremost. Go ahead and take the dirty water, wastewater, and tie that into this pipe. And you will also utilize coal. We currently cannot utilize sulfur. That's a later recipe. And we'll go ahead and speed up again and let our trucks go ahead and get that built. So, coming back, did we get damaged at all? Yeah, we're a little bit damaged. Lost a little bit of health, got hit by an enemy ship. So, we just need a little bit of iron to be delivered. Our trucks are pretty busy. So, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and add... Yeah, now they're very busy. I'm going to add at least 3 more trucks, and I will go ahead and utilize some Unity to go ahead and instantly deliver the product over there. Start getting our first pickup built. You have certain trucks that will be utilized specifically for a mine control tower, some that will be utilized just for a tree harvester, etc. But then anything that's left over gets utilized for general hauling of goods here, there, and everywhere. So it's good to have at least a few of those in reserve, ready to go. Hey, we made our first 8 bricks with our brickworks. It's utilizing some of the dirt that it's collecting from here from time to time. So got that running. And over here, our rubber maker is ready to go. It just needs some coal before it can go ahead and make what it needs to make. We need to make 12 rubber to complete that. Here we go. Now they want us to go ahead and start working on mining coal. So we're going to need another excavator. I'll need at least 2 trucks for that. And we have coal right here. Nice dark gray coal. Love it. I'm going to go ahead and harvest some trees here. I would like for all of this to be harvested at some point. How are we doing with our other goals? Still working on it. Still got a little bit of time before we're done there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the levels. Well, we're going to focus on surface mining to begin with, so let's say long term I wanted to have my entrance be this square right here. Going to go ahead and go to the mine control tower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and edit that area to be, let's say, right here, all the way over to there. That actually works out perfectly. The grid does make things a lot easier to work out. Can I speed this along? Yes and no. Looks like we don't have... Oh, yeah, we probably don't have enough vehicle parts. Which is okay. Just takes a little bit of time. Let's get that running. Go ahead and turn off the layers. Well, let's go ahead and keep exploring. We just want to keep queuing up as much exploration as possible. We want to keep that ship in motion. And actually, I'll tell you what, I just took a look at my timer. We're coming up on an hour, so we've made a really good dent in the early game into some of the tutorial missions. We've actually, hey, we even got our next mining tower up, so next time around, we'll go ahead and start getting our coal started. I believe we'll also start mining our copper and get some copper smelting started as well. We're going to have some more advanced production going on. We're going to be working more through our tech tree. In fact, copper refinement's already almost done. So good progress. We'll see what we can do in the next one. If you enjoyed this, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. Hit that sub button if you'd like to see more. And let me know what you think of the series in the comments. I love responding to you guys. I'd like to see if you're enjoying this and if you're ready to see some more. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.